Good morning. I'm Chuck. Many of you have heard the story of accelerating the splat, and many of you have not. So I wanted to start this morning with a little short story about accelerating the splat. We've all heard the joke that it's not the fall that kills you, it's the sudden stop at the bottom. And that's true. It's true in a physical sense. But what's also true in a financial sense is that when you're in a financial fall, it is not the splat that kills you. It is the fall. And what I mean by that is when you're in an economic slump and you continue to fight the fight and continue to try to make everything work. Those of us that are entrepreneurs are good at robbing Peter to pay Paul, as the expression goes. We take money from one pot of money and we move it over here because we don't have enough to get us to the day we're going to close, and then we move that, and then we move that, and we're constantly bouncing from one pot of money into another to make it work. And it is that pressure, that stress, that creates issues in our relationships. It creates issues in our spiritual life. And that financial fall will kill you. And actually, the better you are at juggling things, the longer you can spread out that fall. Many times students come to Lifeonaire program and it's easy to look at their finances and know that they inevitably are going to splat. There is simply no way, it's not feasible for them to raise enough money to make enough money in a short period of time that they need to cover what they have. But they will resist the temptation to just bottom out, admit that they're defeated, take their lumps and do what they have to do. And they will struggle for a long time. And at some point the struggle becomes too much and they give up. And on that day they splat. And that's as bad as it gets. That day, at the bottom, when you splat, the next day gets better. Because the next day, your debt starts going down. Your stress starts going away. Now it's about planning. Now it's about recovering. Now it's about going in the right direction. And that is accelerating the splat. Instead of trying to prevent it as long as you can, if it's inevitable, it's running to it. And the reason I know that story is because I lived that myself. I spread my splat out for years. A gentleman told me that story, and the next day I let it go. Got rid of the big house, got rid of all the things that were just killing me financially, and accepted the fact that I had bought things I couldn't afford. And I took my lumps, and a year and a half later I was better. So that's the story of accelerating the splat. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.